Hello and welcome to the Ice Guys, brought to you by the National Hockey Now Network. This is the show that takes you into the world of the National Hockey League. Every game, every day, from a betting perspective. With pro sports handicappers, Ian Cameron, Alex B. Smith, and various guests from the world of hockey and sports betting. And now, here's your host, Ian Cameron.
Welcome to the Ice Guys, presented by National Hockey Now. Saturday, May 27th, Ian Cameron with you, and we are ready for a Game 5 in the NHL Western Conference Finals. We weren't sure that we were going to have one, but we do. Vegas and Dallas. Dallas not going quietly into the night in Game 4 as they get the overtime victory to force this fifth game tonight and stay alive in the series. Joe Pavelski, the real captain, if you ask me, of the Dallas Stars, getting the overtime winner for them in Game 4, which has brought us to this point where we have a Game 5 here tonight between the Stars and the Golden Knights in Sin City. We'll preview that in just a moment. Alex B. Smith will be here in a few moments. He's just charging up the phone, but he'll be here in a few moments. And we want to remind you that this is a busy day for me. Well, as you can see, we've got the Ticat golf shirt on, and when I'm wearing this shirt, it's usually because it's game day for the local team. And albeit it's only a preseason game for the Hamilton Tiger Cats today, but the CFL season is rapidly approaching, and this is their one home preseason game taking place this afternoon at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So I will be going to that, down to the stadium, actually going to a restaurant and bar for pregame drinks and meal with my season ticket group. And then heading to the stadium after that. So it's pretty much leaving for that game right after this show is done. But I will be back for the Betcast tonight, and that is the other big piece of news and information we want to remind you about, is that we do have an Ice Guys Stanley Cup Playoffs live Betcast tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. We have had requests all season long, really, but especially here in the playoffs for Saturday betcasts. And here it is for the first. Well, we did have a Saturday betcast. Remember, Super Bowl weekend, we had that crazy epic, and it was epic, marathon betcast. We started like at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we went all the way till the end of the night. It was like 10 hours long. That was a lot of fun. We'll probably do that again next year at some point. But this is our second Saturday betcast of the year. A great night to have it. A big game, obviously. It could be the final game of the series. And now there's some intrigue, right? We thought Vegas was just going to sweep away the Dallas Stars. You obviously saw Jamie Benn serve the first of his 2-game suspension. Would Dallas have a response? They did. And you have to give them credit. And now, the longer this series goes, the pressure shifts a little bit to Vegas. Vegas doesn't want to make a trip back to Dallas for Game 6. They want to close it out tonight. Does Dallas finally have a little momentum on their side and ready to rip off another victory and really get themselves back into the series? That's what makes this game very, very intriguing tonight, without question. So we hope you join us tonight for the live betcast for Game 5 of the not the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm jumping the gun here. Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals with the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you join us. Again, if you want to join the Betcast and want a spot on the Betcast with us, just DM me at Bobano on Twitter or email bobano350@gmail.com to request a spot on the Betcast, and we'll make sure that we send you the link for the Betcast before it begins tonight. So, and I know it's a Memorial Day weekend, holiday weekend in the States, and we wish you all a great Memorial Day weekend. So I know it could be tricky for some of you to join us. You got some holiday festivities taking place, but we hope you do. We hope you do tonight, regardless of that. So live betcast tonight, Saturday, May 27th, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you join us for that. It'll be a lot of fun. I like that in these playoff betcasts, now that we're into the conference finals, we just have that one game really to focus on. There's nothing else to distract you. You're not trying to keep tabs on 8 different games. And that was always the challenge, if you will, with doing the betcasts during the regular season, was trying to keep, up to date on everything that's going on. You're trying to watch as much of every game as possible, and you're trying to place your bets live, and you're trying to get those in before, lines change and a goal gets scored or whatever. So it's challenging, believe me. I mean, we had ourselves, they're a ton of fun when you have those Tuesday regular season bet casts like we did. There's 8 to 10 games. No question. That's a lot of fun. A lot of games to keep your eye on, a lot of betting opportunities, obviously. But boy, I mean, you talk about now we get to just focus in on one game and you get to see every inch, every moment of the game now that we're into the conference finals. There's something good about that. So even though you've only got the one game to bet and you've probably got fewer betting opportunities with live betting, with now that we're into the conference finals with just one game a night, yeah, that's the drawback. But the positive to that is, you really get to focus in and really get to ingratiate yourself in that game and really maybe get an even better sense and better idea of just the game flow and how things are going and who's got momentum. And definitely that there are basically pros and cons. There's benefits and negatives basically to either type of betcast. The betcast like tonight where we have one game and only one game, and then the betcast where we have like the monster slates, like 10 games on a Tuesday night in the regular season. So, there's, like I say, there's good and bad to both of those. So that's tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, Ice Guys betcast. We are definitely looking forward to that. Saturday night, I just hope I'm still standing by then because, I'll be getting my drink on at the football game later, like I always do. And usually I'm feeling a little tired after I go to a Ticats game. So no, I'll have the energy. I'll pace myself is what I'll do. I won't go nearly as hard, if you will. It's a preseason game, so maybe if there's any day I should take it easy, it's probably today. It's just a preseason game, so save some gas in the tank for tonight with the betcast, which I plan to do. So looking forward to it, and we hope to see all of you there. Eddie Lack might even join us again, and Eddie Lack has made a guest cameo appearance here the last few betcasts that we've had. So we might be seeing our resident goaltender here on the betcast once again tonight as well. So looking forward to it. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern tonight with Game 5 for Vegas, Dallas. All right, let's get into Game 5. Alex will be here momentarily, but I'll start with my breakdown of the game here tonight. It is Game 5, Western Conference Finals. We've got the Dallas Stars taking on the Vegas Golden Knights, and we've got the Vegas Golden Knights now up to a minus 145 home favorite. I'm even seeing minus 150 start to appear now in some at some sports books. So there is definitely some opinion in the betting markets right now on the Vegas Golden Knights here for Game 5 tonight to close this series out. As like I said, Vegas is now up to minus 145 to minus 150. Like I said, at some places, 5.5 the total here in this game. Based on my situation, to me, if I'm betting a side in this game, I'm betting a side because I desperately need the action. That would be the only reason for me to bet a side in this game. Seriously. You all know that I've got Dallas to win the West, Dallas to win the Stanley Cup. There's no need for me to bet Dallas tonight. None. Zero. I bet Vegas to win the series before it started as a hedge position for those Dallas futures because I was not fully comfortable with Dallas winning this series. And so far it's played out that my discomfort or lack of comfort has been justified as the Dallas Stars are down 3-1 here in this series. So, right now what I would do here in my situation is if Dallas were to come back, win this series in 7, that's going to be a hefty payout for me with the Western Conference futures on the Dallas Stars. No question about that. So if I were to bet anything here, it would be Vegas as just another, what if the series ends tonight, recoup some more of that money I could have won had Dallas won the series. So I would only play the Vegas side, but I'm not going to lay a bad price now. I mean, this opened at minus 130. And it's now minus 145. It's going up as we speak. I'm now seeing minus 150 bet online, minus 155, which is the most expensive price I've seen out there on the Vegas Golden Knights at Caesars. So there's really no reason for me to get involved in the side, especially with Vegas. I don't want Vegas now at an inflated price, and I've got enough liability pending on Dallas if they don't get the job done in this series where I just rather not bet them in any way, shape, or form. What I am going to bet here is the draw. Once again, this has been for the most part, it's been a pretty good tight series. You look at game 1, overtime, game 2, overtime. Both games in Vegas went to overtime in this series. Game 1 and in game 2. Game 3 was the only lopsided game in this series where Jamie Benn fucking Seward his team, and I've gone on about that long enough, so I'm not even gonna get started with that. But yeah, his actions put his team right behind the 8 ball. Well, they were already down 1-0, so they didn't have a good start anyway. But it got worse after Ben did what he did to Mark Stone, and they ended up losing that game 4-0. So that game 3, 4-0 win for Vegas was the only lopsided result of this series. Every other game in this series has been very competitive, very closely contested. Another overtime game, obviously, in game 4 on Thursday night. So 3 of the 4 games have gone past regulation. So at this point, I think it's just ludicrous to pass up taking a shot at the very least with the draw, at a very, very appealing price. You can get it's been around plus 340, the draw in this series at FanDuel, which has consistently been the book that I've found. You get the best odds, the best prices with those draw bets. I'm just going to see what the latest is there on it now, because a lot of books have it just at plus 310, plus 320. FanDuel currently has it at plus 340. Good guess on my part. That's usually what it's been. So yeah, the draw at plus 340. Why not? 3 of the 4 games have gone to OT in this series. Both games in Vegas, 1 and 2, also went to overtime. I feel that's worth a look here in this game tonight. I'm torn on the total. I thought we had an over pace in game 4. I thought in terms of shot volume, chances generated, I thought it was an over type of game. And sometimes the puck's just not going to go in, where you get the over pace, you get the over amount of chances, and the puck just doesn't go in enough. And that's what we saw in game 4. Not to mention, once that was 2-2 in the third period, you saw a little bit more of a cautious approach with the 2 teams in the third period, not trying to make that critical mistake, with the game tied in the final frame of game 4. So, I don't know here with the total. It's tough. But it is an elimination game. And when you're talking these 5.5 totals in an elimination game, see, the problem with the game 4 over bet and why it stayed under, and why, unfortunately, the over, went to die after a pretty promising start where it was 2-2 after the second. It was 1-1 after the first of game 4. It stayed tied the whole third period. You need someone to be leading. You need someone in front. You need someone to be up by a goal or 2 in the third period. Then the other team's got to open the game up and push the attack, and that's what's going to open the door for more of that third period offense that you need. We didn't get that in game 4. So if this game's going to go over, you're going to need one of these teams, to be leading in the third period, especially if it's Vegas leading in the third period, because then Dallas has to just go all out. Season on the line. They're done if they lose tonight. So this is definitely a situation where maybe I'm going to sprinkle a little 5.5 pregame, but this is more of a let's bet the situation going into the third period. Where are we at? If it's tied, I'd be worried about a live over. So if it's tied after the second period, I'd be worried about the over for the full game, and I'd be worried about betting a third period over. If one of these teams is leading, I'd much prefer a live over after the second period here tonight, or a third period over in this game tonight. And even more so if Vegas is the team in front, going into the third period. So that's the way I'm going to approach it here in this game. Is more of it's based on the situation here, and there's going to be some opportunities live, and we don't have to put all our chips on the table at pregame before the puck's even dropped, especially on a night when we have the betcast here tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So it's definitely going to be a let's watch the game unfold and bet accordingly type of situation here for me with this game. A little on the over 5.5 pregame, just, a small 0.1 unit bet for me, which is $100. And then we'll go with the draw as well at plus 340 here in this game. That's the pregame bets. As far as the side and total, those are the pregame bets. As far as the props, now the props are a different story. There are a bunch of props that I do like. What did we see in game 3 from the Dallas Stars? We saw them shoot the puck from anywhere and everywhere, get pucks to the net, get traffic to the net, try to make life a lot more difficult on Vegas goaltender Adin Hill, who has played well. I think he's played extremely well. And there's been that narrative out there from some people on Twitter, not everybody, but some people, that Adin Hill would be lost or would not be anywhere as close to this good without that blue line in front of him. And we've raved about that Vegas Golden Knights back end, which is 1 through 6 as good as you could find in the NHL, because what they've gotten out of Alec Martinez and Alex Pietrangelo, Shea Theodore, Braden McNabb, although he did take a stupid penalty last game in overtime that led to the game winner, Nicholas Hague and Zach Whitecloud. I mean, that's a phenomenal 6 because they're all steady. They're all sure-handed. They can all play a decent amount of minutes, and it results in them having a very solid blue line, in my opinion, for the Vegas Golden Knights. There's no weaknesses there. There are some weaknesses for Dallas's blue line. Let's be real. Miro Heiskanen pulls the weight for that group. Ryan Suter, you can live without him. Esa Lindell, all right, he's actually pretty solid. Joni Hakanpää, that's pretty solid. But Harley and Hanley on that third pair for the Dallas Stars, they've had some issues this year. They've had some bad line changes. They've had some miscues in the defensive zone that have proven costly. Losing coverage in the D zone, which has allowed Vegas to get some of these traffic goals, these rebound goals, sitting there right in front of the net. So, yeah, there's definitely 1 through 6, I'll take Vegas's blue line. I've said that all series long. The key, though, for Dallas is, they did get a better job. They did do a better job finally of getting to those slot area chances and those loose pucks right in the blue paint, right in the goal crease area. And that's what they're going to have to do tonight. Now, Bruce Cassidy and a lot of the Vegas Golden Knights players, along with him, their head coach, said, well, we just didn't have that desperation that they did, and we didn't really do a good enough job. They didn't like their defensive game, which actually bothers me with the over tonight. Concerns me, I should say, with it, is that Vegas was not pleased with their defensive effort in Game 4, where they said they just gave up way too much open ice. They gave up the front of the net too much compared to what they were allowing in the first 3 games. So they weren't happy with their coverage defensively at times in Game 4. So they're looking to correct that here tonight. The one thing I do feel comfortable about is Dallas going to have to shoot the puck a lot. They're going to commit to that. And I think you're going to see that once again here tonight in this game, is a shot-first mentality here from the Dallas Stars. And look no further than the player who has found once again his offensive form here in this series for Dallas, and that's Jason Robertson. How many shots on goal did he have? Like 10? I think he had 10 shots on 11. 11 shots on goal for Jason Robertson alone in Game 4. I mean, he had 11 of their 42 shots in that game. So, he's definitely a shots on goal candidate. Like, if you're going to look at anybody's shots on goal tonight, Jason Robertson's got to be on the ticket. He's got the confidence now. So, if anything, because he's seeing the puck go in, he's going to shoot it even more now. So, over 3.5 at -105, for Jason Robertson over shots on goal seems like a must play here in the game tonight. Heiskanen is someone that, I noticed he was starting to get pucks toward the net more. He's a little bit more hit or miss as far as shots on goal props, but I found he was firing the puck from the blue line more in Game 4. He had 3 shots on goal. His shots prop is only 2.5. So, that's a solid option as well here for the Dallas Stars. Rope Hintz, someone at Dave in our chats mentioning Rope Hintz. I wouldn't say no to that. Over 2.5, -125 at Pinnacle, although it's up to -155 a lot of other books. So again, make sure you shop around as far as those props go. And I'm going to go back to the well with an easy prop that cashed in Game 4, and I'm going back to it here tonight. Adin Hill for Vegas over 27.5 saves, -120. A really good price there for Adin Hill. 27.5 saves with the desperation factor and the sense of urgency that the Dallas Stars are likely going to come to into this game with isn't asking a lot. And if you actually look at this series for Adin Hill, 36 shots against in Game 1, 28 shots against in Game 2, 34 shots against in game 3, and 42 shots against in game 4. So if you actually look at it, he had 33 saves in game 1. He had 26 saves in game 2. It's the only game he stayed under this number, but he had 33 saves in game 1. He had 34 saves in game 3, and he had 39 saves in game 4. So basically, in 3 of the 4 games in this series, Adin Hill's gone over his saves prop, and it's only 27.5 here tonight. So definitely liking that number there as far as Adin Hill over saves here in this game tonight. Goal props and point props. I mean, Pavelski, Robertson, don't you have to start there? Like if you think Dallas is going to score goals, you have to bet Pavelski because he's just Captain Clutch every time. Like it's really uncanny with him. They need a goal. It's desperation. It's season on the line. It's we lose this game, we're done type of situation. And he finds a way to make an impact. He finds a way to score that big goal. He did it again in overtime in game 4. Yeah, Pavelski and, of course, Robertson, who's just on fire again now. He's found his footing. He's found his confidence again. That is definitely a good sign. So definitely looking toward Jason Robertson, Pavelski as far as goal props here in this game tonight on the Dallas Stars side. I don't know about Hintz. I think Hintz is playing through injury, honestly. He's trying to do his best, but I think so, because how do you go from what he was doing in the first 2 rounds to nada here in the conference finals? I really think that, and he doesn't have to be the guy now. Robertson's found his game again. Pavelski's capable. Johnston has obviously been great as a rookie for the Dallas Stars. So it's not like they'd love to see Hintz score, but they've now got some other guys that are helping out. But I do think he's playing through injury. That's just my guess. Maybe he's just struggling right now, and maybe Vegas is just doing a great job, keeping him off the scoreboard. But I do think he's definitely less than 100%. Hell, who the fuck isn't 100% right now? Everybody's battling injuries and nicks and bruises and bumps and all that shit, at this time of year. But I definitely think he's got something significant from an injury standpoint that Roope Hintz is playing through right now. As far as Vegas props here tonight, Jonathan Marchessault, man, just a phenomenal run. I think if you're playing Marchessault props, you got to go with the goal prop and the point prop at this point. He's gotten goals in 3 straight games in this series. The goal prop is plus 190. The point prop is only minus 145 at DraftKings for Jonathan Marchessault to get a point here tonight, which is a steal to me. Look at what he's done going back to the last 2 games of the Edmonton series, which spans 6 games. The last 6 games, John Marchessault has had 10 points. 10 points in the last 6 games from Jonathan Marchessault here for the Vegas Golden Knights. So his goal prop, his point prop, it's a must for me on the Vegas side of things in this game tonight. And shots on goal prop for that matter. Who else? You know what? Keep an eye on this second line, okay? Stevenson's probably worth a look for some value, but keep an eye on this second line for Vegas. Riley Smith, William Karlsson, and Nicholas Waugh for them. I think that line in particular is definitely worthy of maybe consideration for props tonight. They've played very well. William Karlsson got a goal in Game 4 the other night. He has 2, 3, 4, 5 points in the last 6 games for the Vegas Golden Knights. How about Nicholas Waugh, man? Nicholas Waugh, he's not scoring, but, man, he's getting in on the offense with assists, setting up his teammates. Nicholas Waugh comes into this game with 5 points in the last 4 games 5 points in the last 5 games for the Vegas Golden Knights, 7 points in the last 8 games for the Vegas Golden Knights. And I cashed a point prop with Nicholas Waugh in the last game. He got a point on one of the goals in Game 4 for Vegas. Nicholas Waugh to get a point tonight, it's plus 130, plus 125 to plus 130. It's a great price. It's an absolutely great price on Nicholas Waugh. Again, odds makers are not paying attention to his production and the impact he's making on that second line since they put him with Smith and Carlson. He's been very good on that line. He's been getting involved in the play. He's been helping set up his teammates. So he's been a very useful, very productive player. Again, in this series, 4 games, he has 4 points for the Vegas Golden Knights. And so you're talking about a point per game player in this series at plus 125 to plus 130 to get a point tonight. Nicholas Waugh, no question. Absolutely great value, in my opinion, with that. Yes, Wyatt Johnston in Vegas. Yeah, over shots on goal. That's the one guy I did not win with the other night as far as shots on goal. Wyatt Johnston in Game 4. But maybe back in Vegas, and you mentioned it, he did go over his shot prop, and I'm always going to look at a point prop and a goal prop with that guy, Wyatt Johnston, because it's one of those situations where his goal prop is always like plus 300. It's actually plus 340 to score a goal for Wyatt Johnston at FanDuel, plus 125 to get a point for him as well. And yeah, he'll have a couple games where he doesn't get on the scoreboard. He doesn't score a goal. He doesn't get an assist. But the times you do cash with Wyatt Johnston, wipe out the losses, because all you have to do is cash in with him every 2 or 3 games. And that's usually the longest his slump is. He usually doesn't go longer than 2 or 3 games without scoring, or at least setting up a teammate with an assist. And it wipes out the losses, So Wyatt Johnston is still, even after the season he's had, still undervalued as far as his props go. So I wouldn't argue with that look either as well. I think if you're going to look at just shots on goal for the Vegas Golden Knights, I'll throw out a couple more at you. 2 of their defensemen, have been firing the puck a little bit lately. I mean, Eichel had 7 shots in the last game. Eichel has 7. He had no shots, believe it or not, in Game 3. But in Game 1, he had 4. Game 2, he had 3. And then, of course, Game 4, he had 7 shots on goal. See, with Marchessault, his shots on goal prop, it's actually stayed under in 4 straight games. It's 3.5, and he's been 3 shots or less in 4 straight games. So with Marchessault here tonight, I'm probably going to stick to the goal prop and the point prop rather than his shots on goal, because he just hasn't been nearly firing the puck as much. Pietrangelo, his shot prop has usually been 1.5. He's gone over 1.5 3 of the last 4. He had 5 shots on goal in Game 4. Shea Theodore, by the way, his shot prop is always around 1.5 usually, the Vegas defenseman. And now they finally, I think, bumped it up to 2.5 at plus money, but I think it still might be worth a look if you ask me. Because if you look at Shea Theodore's game log here in this series, he had 3 shots on goal in Game 4, 3 shots on goal in Game 3, 3 shots on goal in Game 1. So only in Game 2 did Shea Theodore fail to register at least 3 shots on goal, and his shot prop is over 2.5 at a plus price. So I think that's a great value. I think that's one of the better value shots on goal props tonight is Shea Theodore. Over 2.5 plus 130, considering he's gotten the 3 shots on goal in 3 of the 4 games so far here in this series. So very, very interesting to see how it goes. There's going to be some changes. Yeah, Theodore, that's an excellent point, Rich. Yep. Petrangelo's on power play 2 based on the current lineup configuration for tonight. Shea Theodore, power play 1 with Eichel, Marchessault, Stone, and Stevenson. Petrangelo's been dropped to power play 2 with Barbashev, Smith, Nicholas Waugh, and William Karlsson. So that's the way the lineup is. So there's going to be a little bit of a change here tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights as far as their power play configuration tonight is concerned. Dallas, you would expect, Jamie Benn is still out, obviously serving the second game of his suspension. So obviously they had a win in Game 4, and you know what the old adage is, don't change a winning lineup. So I don't expect many changes. There's someone, Cuban Wayne Gretzky, who's a regular in our chat, mentioned, and I noticed this too. He only played on the 4th line in Game 4, but he got into the lineup with the suspension to Jamie Benn. Fredrik Olofsson, 5 shots on goal in Game 4 on Thursday night in his first game in the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, during the regular season, he had 4 points in 28 games. So not a lot of production. And maybe he's not going to produce because he didn't produce on Thursday night, but he did have 5 shots on goal. And Fredrik Olofsson was very, very good, I thought. He was all over the ice. He was making his presence felt. He was getting a bunch of good chances. Didn't see the puck go in, but nearly did a couple of times. And even Kelly Rudy on the Sportsnet broadcast of the game on Thursday night talked about how good of a game he played. Freddie Olofsson for the Dallas Stars getting into the lineup. So they don't have point props for him. They don't have shots on goal props for him, but there are goal props for Fredrik Olofsson. And there's a plus 800 at FanDuel on him to score a goal tonight. I think that's put a couple bucks on it. You never know. You never know. This is a guy that was noticeable in Game 4, albeit just on the fourth line with Radek Faksa and Luke Glendening, but he had 5 shots on goal. He was all over the ice. It's plus 800. You don't need to put a lot of money on that for it to turn into a nice profit if he finds the back of the net. But when you see someone with 5 shots on goal and someone that clearly you could see was noticeable in Game 4, made an impact, hard to turn down a price like that. Hard to turn down odds like that when you're seeing a Fredrik Olofsson at plus 800 here to score a goal in this game tonight. So I think that's worth a couple of bucks here in this game, quite honestly. Especially, well, maybe on the road, it's going to be tougher for him, maybe to have that. Remember, that was in Dallas, that game. So as we often say in the NBA, the role players, the depth players, they play better on home court than on the road. Maybe in the NHL, there's a little of that. The role players, the third and the fourth line players, maybe some of them play better on home ice than they do on the road. I get that. I understand it. But still, at plus 800, Fredrik Olofsson to score a goal with 5 shots on goal that he had in Game 4. It's worth a look. It's worth a bet. It's worth a bet, even if it's just a small one. I was trying to see if update on Alex here. Let me just see. Yeah, he's had to charge his phone before he can log on, and obviously that's taken longer. I'll let him know. We'll see him on the betcast. We'll be on at 8. He'll give his bets that he likes before the game. He's definitely not as high volume as me on this game. So, yeah. So I'll just let him know, hey, join us for the betcast tonight, 8 p.m. And he will be on the betcast tonight, Alex. No question about that. So there you go. That is Game 5, Western Conference Finals for Dallas and Vegas. And we want to remind you again, the betcast tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you join us for that. DM me at Bobano on Twitter or email bobano350@gmail.com, and we will send you a link for the betcast before it begins tonight. Looking forward to it. Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals tonight with the Vegas Golden Knights trying to close out the series over the Dallas Stars. So definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, Domi with 4 shots on goal. Last game without Ben playing. Rich, I don't hate that. I don't hate that look, Max Domi. Max Domi did seem like more avidly willing to shoot the puck in the last game over by the way, his shot prop is 1.5 minus 130. That's it. He only needs 2. He only needs 2 shots to go over that shot prop. So not a bad look in my opinion there. All right, good stuff. Reminder to check out patreon.com/Ice Guys. Just $10 a month. Goalie charts, totals charts, power ratings, daily Ice Guys show betting card, bonus video content. We'll have some more bonus video content this week. On the website. We're going to be doing a couple of things. We're going to have Jared Allen. We're going to have there's someone. Oh yeah, Brett Pepler, who joined us previously on the show. We're going to get a little bit of a scene set, how things are going. And he lives in Florida. He's gone to a bunch of the Florida Panthers playoff games. We'll get a little atmosphere update from Brett Pepler for our bonus content for our Patreon members. We'll have a Patreon exclusive with Brett Pepler. We've got a couple of recordings planned this week. As far as the live show at 2 p.m. Eastern, we will be on Monday. Charlie Saroux is going to be our guest on Monday, a longtime junior and now pro hockey player, played in Germany the last few years. We had this basically planned for a few weeks now that he was going to be on Monday. So Monday there may not be any games Monday. There will be a game if there's a game 6 with this series and Dallas wins tonight. But if there is no game 6 and Vegas closes it out tonight, we will be on still on Monday at 2:00 p.m. Eastern with a live show with Charlie Saroux joining me as the guest. So make sure, either way, we'll be here Monday for a live show at 2 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you join us for that. And then definitely, we're basically on schedule where we're unsure, because we know the Stanley Cup final will start Wednesday. If there is a game 6, or if the series ends tonight, the Stanley Cup final starts Wednesday. If the series is extended to game 6 on Monday, then the Stanley Cup final won't begin until next Saturday. So the full schedule of live shows this week is still up in the air beyond Monday. Other than that, that's the only thing we have confirmed yet, is that Monday we will be on at 2 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you join us for that. And same with our BetCast schedule for the Stanley Cup final. We're waiting to see when it starts, and we do plan on doing a couple BetCasts per week. I think we're planning on doing upwards of 4 BetCasts during the Stanley Cup final. So 4 of the possible 7 games of the Stanley Cup final, we should be on the air for a live BetCast, or we plan to be on the air for a live BetCast. So we're going to have your coverage for you with live BetCasts and live betting action of the Stanley Cup final. So we're definitely looking forward to that. And we're just waiting to see who ends up playing the Florida Panthers. We think it'll be Vegas, but crazier things have happened. All right, there you go. So we'll wrap the show up in just a moment with best bets coming right up, right after we hear from both of our sponsors, Gramco and Manscaped.
Support for the Ice Guys is brought to you by Gramco. Whether you or your team's game is on the field, screen, racetrack, court, or the ice, Gramco is for the game. Grown by farmers who spent years developing premium hemp genetics, Gramco provides customers with consistent quality Delta 8 THC products ready for any occasion. Gramco currently offers numerous Delta 8 products, including vape cartridges, disposable vapes, pre-rolls, gummies, wake and bake coffee, and more. Gramco offers an enjoyable, legal high delivered discreetly and directly to you. Gramco is also available at many American retailers as well. You can get the best Delta 8 cannabis products on the market shipped quickly and discreetly from Gramco. And if you visit www.thegramco.com, use promo code ICEGUYS, you will get 20% off of every order, and any order that's on the site over $50 will be shipped free with standard shipping. So live elevated with Gramco and check out their wonderful Delta 8 products today.
Support for the Ice Guys is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the promo code ICEGUYS. That's promo code ICEGUYS at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, it's about 14 million balls that you can preserve. The Performance Package 4.0 is the complete accessory package to take care of everything that is required. You've got, of course, the Lawnmower 4.0. Takes care of your facial hair and among other things. You've got, of course, the Weed Whacker. I'm approaching 40. Nose hair has become a major issue. It pisses the hell out of me. I need to take care of that shit, and the Weed Whacker can help you do that. Both of these products, waterproof and a 4000K LED spotlight for a more precise shave. And you'll also be able to take care of those delicate areas with the ball toner, with the ball deodorant, keep you smelling good, looking good, and feeling good down in the nether regions. This complete Performance Package 4.0 will take care of everything for you, for all you guys out there, and it's courtesy of our good friends at manscaped.com. So get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code ICEGUYS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And use promo code ICEGUYS. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. All right, it is time for best bets here for this game. I feel like I'm going to go to a player prop for this game as far as best bet. Jonathan Marchessault, minus 145 to get a point. This should be a lot higher, quite honestly. It really should be. When you look at his production, which has been just phenomenal here in the Stanley Cup playoffs, really since the tail end of the Edmonton series, if you said to me that you can get a player that in the last 6 playoff games has 10 points, 10 freaking points in the last 6 playoff games, and he's minus 145 to get just 1 point tonight in this game, I'd never say no to that bet, and I ain't saying no to it tonight. Jonathan Marchessault, Vegas Golden Knights to get a point, -145. Let's go with that. A player prop for my best bet here for Game 5 of the NHL Western Conference Finals. That's a wrap. Make sure you join us tonight. Stanley Cup Playoffs live betcast, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you join us for that. And again, if you want to join us for the betcast, DM me at Bobano on Twitter or email bobano350@gmail.com, and we will send you the link for the betcast before it begins tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. This will be our final conference finals betcast, regardless of how long this series goes. This will be our last conference finals betcast. But like I said, we do plan on having upwards of 4 live betcasts during the Stanley Cup final. And we are definitely looking forward to that. So we will definitely have you covered, and we'll have a lot of, it's not work doing the betcast. It isn't. It's so much fun. We've got so many great viewers and listeners. We just have a good time, shoot the shit, watch the games unfold, place live bets, hopefully win some more of them than not. It's just a lot of fun, the betcasts, and looking forward to another one tonight for Game 5 between Dallas and Vegas. All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. A reminder, the Ice Guys is live 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, noon Eastern. If you can't watch this, it's actually Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, noon Eastern, not 7 days a week at this moment. But make sure you download the Ice Guys podcast when you can't watch the show live. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Saturday, and we'll see you tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, for the betcast for Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, presented by the Ice Guys and National Hockey Now.